Hey guys, today I wanted to show you an app from the developer Francesco Franco. It's called Naptime. It's available in the Playstore. It does require root and also a device running Android 6.0 and above. So this app actually allows you to control the parameters for Doze. Now if you don't know what Doze is, it's a new feature on Marshmallow that allows your entire device to enter a sleep state after a period of idle time, and that should allow for much less idle drain. So with this application you can actually tweak the settings and get it to enter Doze mode a little bit quicker and stuff like that. Opening up the app here, you can see it's very well designed. By default, the timings are in milliseconds, which you can see gives you a ton of zeros. So if you press that little timer at the top there, it changes it to seconds, and it's just a lot easier to actually change the times. Scrolling down here, there are a fair number of different settings you can manipulate. You can see that they are split up into their relevant section, for example, sensors, idle, and apps. Now, I don't blame you if you don't know what each of these settings does off the top of your head. So Franco added a little information button on each setting so that you can read up on exactly what the setting does. And this should help you modify each setting to your liking and your usage pattern. Now you can see at the top there's a setting for aggressive doze. Now what this does is as soon as your screen turns off and your device locks, it's going to kick your device straight into doze mode. So it actually skips some of the parameters here, for example inactive time and both the sensing and locating. It's going to skip those and go straight into the doze mode. Now that sounds great, but don't forget that if you're listening to Spotify or any network apps, that can also cause you problems if you use aggressive doze, because it might just kick you straight out of those. So just be aware of that. Now one thing I've noticed, and I have tested this myself, I plugged my device into my computer and fired up ADB to watch how doze mode worked. Even when my device was fully dozing, if I moved my device significantly, i.e. I picked it up and moved it around, it actually left doze mode, and as of right now there isn't a way to fully deactivate the sensors when doze mode is active. Even setting both the sensing and locating timeouts to 0 will not disable the sensors. So yeah, even if you use aggressive doze, if you're someone that moves around a lot, the chances are your device will come out of idle mode while it's in your pocket or moving around. So yeah, just be aware of that, guys. So the settings you're looking at right now on this screen are the stock Google settings. The first setting here, which is the inactive timeout, which by default is set to 1800 seconds or 30 minutes. So once you turn your screen off, it's going to wait 30 minutes, then it's going to start looking at sensing and locating. So if you want to speed up the process, you could actually decrease that inactive timeout to something like 10 minutes. So once you turn your screen off, it waits 10 minutes, then it starts looking at sensing and locating. Just be aware if you're someone that moves around a lot in the day, you don't want to set your inactive timeout too low, because then it would be checking your sensing and locating a lot more often than it would if it was set to 30 minutes, and you'll probably get more wake clocks and therefore more battery drain. So just be aware of that. If you're someone that sits at a desk all day, it's probably okay to set it quite low, but yeah, just be aware of that, guys. If we look at the idle section here, you can see things like idle pending. This is the maintenance window that Doze comes out of to check if it needs to get any synced content or things like that. You can decrease how long you give it, and the idle timeout is actually how long it stays in Doze for the first time. So you can see that's 3600 seconds. If you increase that time, it will stay in doze mode longer, but then you won't have your notifications come through quite as often because the idle maintenance window will be more spread apart. So yeah, it really just depends on what you want from your device. There are a ton of different settings here, but there's not really a way I can give you like a definite profile that you should use, because everyone has different usage patterns. There's a big thread on XDA about the different settings that people have set up, and pretty much everyone's using different ones. So there you go, guys, that's Naptime from the developer Francesco Franco. It allows you to modify your doze parameters. If you've got some settings you want to share, feel free to share those in the comments, but like I said, it does depend on usage patterns. Yeah, peace out.